Will a long-awaited case finally come to trial? Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, the trial is finally underway for a man accused of gunning down a local high school student in 2012. Bennett faces murder, armed robbery, and related charges for the death of 18-year-old Markel Ross. Ross was one of the several Prince George's County teenagers shot and killed during a wave of violence that year. Rochelle Metzger is at the courthouse in Upper Marlboro with the latest.
The defendant, Travon Bennett, is back in court today. His trial has twice been postponed due to witness availability and attorney scheduling conflicts. Well, earlier this afternoon, jury selection wrapped up and opening statements began a little after 2. Now, the 21-year-old is accused of using his friend's .38 Colt revolver to shoot and kill 18-year-old Markel Ross during an attempted robbery nearly 2 years ago. Ross was walking to school along Old Central Avenue in Capitol Heights on September 11, 2012, when prosecutors say he was approached at gunpoint by Bennett, who demanded the victim's property. And when Ross refused, they say the defendant shot him in the chest. The Central High School student was wearing his uniform and had his notebook by his side when his body was later discovered by passers-by. No evidence was found at the scene, but when Bennett was arrested a few months later in an unrelated street robbery, the weapon recovered was connected to the bullet pulled from Ross's body. Prosecutors also say that Bennett told people, including a friend and an inmate at the county jail, that he committed the crime. Now, in his opening statement, the defense attorney had two main points for jurors. One, there's no eyewitness directly linking Bennett to the scene or to the shooting. And two, the weapon that prosecutors allege was used in this crime actually belonged to someone else, one of two friends who've made a deal and will testify for the prosecution during this trial. Now, prosecutors will resume presenting their case tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. From Upper Marlboro, I'm Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
And authorities say that Bennett may also be behind a series of muggings in the Charles County area.
And a plan to build a Walmart at the Duval Village Shopping Center in Bowie has hit some local opposition. This you're looking at here, cell phone video of a protest last Thursday near the site. Members of about a half-dozen groups held that rally. Walmart proposes to renovate and add onto the former grocery store. The plan also calls for hundreds of additional parking spaces. The company says it will mean 300 new jobs, but residents say the cost is way too high.
We do not think that they would make good neighbors at all, and we do not think that anybody would like to have Walmart in their front yard. This is a neighborhood. This is a neighborhood. This is a small neighborhood shopping center.
In addition to that, too, there's also property values. I mean, it stands to reason that if there's going to be shopping carts in your backyard, trash, lights, delivery trucks from 5 a.m. until 1 a.m. every single day, crime, traffic, all those things are going to have some kind of a negative impact on our property value, because who's going to want to invest, several $100,000 to live next to that?
County Council expected to vote on the plan sometime next month. And a medical doctor who risked his life to save the lives of others has died. Dr. Sheikh Umar Khan died Tuesday in Sierra Leone from the Ebola virus. Hundreds of mourners packed a Beltsville auditorium yesterday to say their final goodbyes. 3 of Dr. Khan's siblings live here in Prince George's County. He was a regular to the area. The president of his country, Sierra Leone, called him a national hero for saving more than 100 lives. So far, more than 700 people have died in West Africa from the deadly virus. Khan was 39 years old.
President Obama recently approved the use of seismic testing for oil exploration off of the coast of the Mid-Atlantic. Environmentalists are concerned that the plan, which would test waters from Delaware to Florida, could harm more than 140,000 marine animals. Seismic testing uses sonic cannons to find oil and gas deposits. They say the blast can be 100,000 times louder than a jet engine. Not all Maryland politicians are sold on the plan.
I'm very much opposed to offshore drilling in the Mid-Atlantic for 2 reasons. One, our environment's just too sensitive. The Chesapeake Bay is a body of water that, if there was any spill at all, could jeopardize the quality of the bay for a generation. So the risk factors to our environment are just too high. And then secondly, the proven reserves, there's not enough that warrant the type of risks that are involved here. So I can assure you that working with my colleagues in the Senate, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that there's no drilling off the Mid-Atlantic.
The proposal has also sparked opposition from the fishing industry, which is concerned about the impact on commercial and recreational fish stock.